So I thought I'd put together a bit of a death match within Dungeon Keeper 1, hosted by the Keeper FX mod, which just allows us to play this on modern technology. So what I've done is I've put together a bit of a custom dungeon here. So we've got an arena down here where I can drop creatures into it and they can battle it out. And then over here I've got every creature available to us on the white team within the prison. I then have creatures under my control separated out into different layers over here so that they don't start fighting each other when they happen to go into a lair with something they dislike. So how are we going to do the tournament? Well, I decided to do it on a bracket style. So we have 8 different groups composed of 4 monsters. Some of them have 3 monsters in it, or creatures. And they'll go through and fight each person within that grouping once. We then get an overall winner for each group, and they'll go on to the knockout style tournament where we'll get an overall winner. Now if we just have a look at the Excel spreadsheet here, you'll see the HP values of all the different creatures at level 1. Now the Horned Reaper and the Avatar have massive health pools. They also have quite heavy stats up here across the board. So I've decided to take them out of the competition, mainly because if it got through it, the Horned Reaper and the Avatar would end up in the top 2 spots, then end up fighting, and the Avatar would win. Not very exciting. Whereas I'm more interested in how these all split out and who is actually the better creature to have with you. And looking at it just by stats, you go, well, it's obviously going to be the Knight, or it's obviously going to be the Vampire. Well, maybe, maybe not. But we have a lot of different spells here which can change the outcome of a fight quite significantly. So if we take a look over here again at the competition, it looks like we've got Vampire versus Giant first. So if I go back over here into Dungeon Keeper, let's pick up a Giant here. There's one. And then it was a Vampire we were against, wasn't it? So at level 1, the Vampire has 800 HP, and the Giant has, where is it? He has 650 HP, so not quite as much. Now at level 10 that's going to be slightly bigger gap, but we'll see what sort of difference that makes. So the Giant only has 2 spells, melee attack and speed, which he gets at level 10, whereas the Vampire has a whole host of different spells. He's got fly, slow, heal, drain, which is that red spell he's using there. Oh wow, he's already killed the Giant already. Okay, that was quite a significant win there by the Vampire. So we'll take that out and we can mark it off on the brackets. Just so it's Vampire versus Giant, and the Vampire won. Okay. Next one is the Orc versus Archer. So let's go back across to Dungeon Keeper and we'll pick up the Orc. There he is. And then we need to go against the Archer. Is that him? That's a thief. There's the Archer. So the Archer has... where is he in the spreadsheet? There he is. He's got 300 HP and the Orc has 700 HP. So quite a difference. However, the Archer does have slow and he is ranged. So let's get him in here and see what happens. So we see that slow come out straight away, followed by a guided missile, which is that noisy bolt. And then the Archer obviously has his speed on, but he's managed to get himself cornered pretty quickly. Not doing a very good job at all of kiting around. Unfortunately, this is going to be a very one-sided fight, and the Orc is going to absolutely decimate him. Unfortunate, really. So what we can do is we can use the Horned Reaper to mop up this, whilst I change this on the brackets. So it's the Orc which won. Quite easily. Next up, we have the Druid versus Mistress. So when I took the Imp, the Horned Reaper and the Avatar out, it left me with 27 creatures. Well, in the files, there was one in there called a druid. So I thought, well, I'll see what he is. I don't know what his health pools are or how powerful he is. So we'll have to find out together. He's right down at the bottom, and then we need the mistress as well. There she is. No, that's a reaper. There she is. So the mistress has 700 HP, whilst the druid, I don't actually know what HP he has or what spells he has. So let's get these in here and see what happens. So a little bit out of line of sight there. Let's get a bit closer. So he does have that free, does have slow, does have hailstorm, which is that scatter there, and he has that red beam drain. Mistress is out of her stun now, and she's using, wow, that lightning to great effect. Absolutely decimated him. Let's get the Horned Reaper in there to finish her off, whilst I sort out the brackets. So that was a mistress, easy win there over the druid, and we'll watch the Horned Reaper kill the mistress there. So the next one is Wizard versus Warlock. So let's put the Reaper back in there. He can be a rage on his own. We've got a Wizard there. Just need to find a Warlock. Yeah, there he is. So both of these are pretty much mirrored with HP, 350 HP, and they both have a host of spells. The only difference being the Wizard has the Ice spell, and whilst you're levelling up, he does get Fireball at level 1, whereas the Warlock only gets it at level 2. Let's get these in here and see what happens. Wizard used Protect on himself there, reducing damage by 25%. He's frozen the Warlock, doing a lot of damage. Now the Warlock does have a heal. He's made himself invisible, so the Wizard can't do anything. So we'll have to wait until this wears off. Oh, there you go. Didn't even use it. What an idiot. So that was quite a fair old fight there. Let's get the Horned Reaper in here to kill off the Wizard whilst I sort out the brackets. Next up we have a Witch versus a Troll. Wow, the Horned Reaper killed him quick. So let's get rid of him if we can catch him. So Witch versus a Troll. So that's a fairy there. Can't actually see the. Let's get him, and then we need the. Where is she? Is that her? Yeah, Priestess. The Priestess, very similar to the Wizard. She does have the Fly spell. Troll just has speed and grenade. That Gust spell there used to great effect. Now she's actually blown him out of range and she can't see him. Let's get back in there. Same sound effects as the mistress there. That was quite an easy one. So if we just move over and take a look at the brackets here, see that we've got the mistress 1, wizard 1, the witch 1, that one. Now we have skeleton versus beetle. Let's have a look at that. Now beetle is one of the first creatures you get. He's actually very damaged in there already, so we'll use it from the red side. Where is he? And the skeleton, he doesn't die of starvation. This should be quite a boring fight. The beetle does get freeze. However, the skeleton gets lightning bolt at level 10. It's quite high dexterity there from the spider, from the skeleton. Doesn't really hit him, but he is just whacking him down. So that's a win there for the skeleton. So let's get the Horned Reaper in there to finish him off whilst I update the brackets. Well done, skeleton. Next we have the spider versus the fairy. So that's the fairy there, and the spider here. Spider does get hailstorm and freeze. That lightning there from the fairy does absolutely insane damage. Get you in there, kill her off. She's gone invisible. Go on, sort her out. Good lad. There's a win there from the fairy. And then last but not least, we've got the Bile Demon versus the Dwarf. Bile Demon here versus the poor Dwarf. Bile Demon, one of the most iconic ones from the series. He has that ranged gas and then he has flatulence on top of him with melee attack damage. Easily won that one. So that's the first round of combat done. I think I'll make a second one. Let Horny kill this off. And we'll leave it there.